Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. A lot of people lately have been talking to me about how I got into bikini competitions, and they've been thinking about doing a bikini competition, so I thought I would just kind of put this video up there, kind of throw out some information that a lot of people don't really talk about. So when you first start getting into looking for competitions, you need to decide what, I guess, head committee you want to compete under. I chose to compete in NPC competition, but there's also OCB. I just chose NPC because it's more... Hey Tux. This is my dog, Tux. Tuxedo. He's got a little white patch on his chest here, so that's why we named him that, but he's just gonna chill with us for a little while. Anyways, stop. I chose to compete in NPC just because it was more nationally recognized. Hi, they see you. Yes, they do. Sit down. Okay, sorry about that. So I chose to compete in NPC just because it was more nationally recognized and I had more show dates available to me, but there's also OCB. It is also a nationally recognized competition, but there's not as many dates available. So depending on your area, just look and see what's available. Second, if you've never been in a competition or known anyone that's been in a competition, find someone who can help you, because there's so many things that people don't tell you about, whether it be a coach or a friend or someone that you know on YouTube or Instagram. Just reach out to people and ask them questions about where to start. So first you got to pick your, division, then you need to pick your show date, and then you need to decide how you're going to train, if you're going to train yourself or if you're going to hire a coach. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I suggest, if it's your first time competing, that you hire a coach, at least to get you started, because there's really a lot more to it than you think. So I decided to hire Abby Esbenshade with 3S Fitness, and I did find her on her YouTube channel. She was doing her vlog series about her competitions last year, and that's how I found her. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with my channel. So I hired her and we decided on my show date, and I told her, what I was looking for, and that's, how I got started. And then she helped me figure out what color for my suit, and how I was going to do my hair, and how I was going to do my makeup, and what steps to take to register, and if I need to pay for the competition tans and everything like that. So once you pick your show date, then you need to send in the registration form. The registration costs can be anywhere between $80 up to like $200 for national shows. And then you also need to pay for each division that you're going to compete in. There's more than just bikini. There's physique, figure. There's also different subdivisions below bikini. There's, your true novice, if you've never competed before. There's the open, which anyone can compete in. There's masters if you're above 35, and then I think that's it. But you would have to pay for each division that you wanted to compete in. After you pay for that, then you need to pay for your spray tanning. And as a person who has had a lot of spray tans, I have never paid $150 for a spray tan in my life, and I just thought that was insane. I had no idea why it would cost that much, but you pay the $150 and you start getting sprayed the night before. And so the night before the show, you get 2 or 3 coats, sometimes more, tan the night before. Then you can't shower, you go to bed, and when you wake up in the morning, you go again and get sprayed and touched up. Then before you go on stage, they glue your suit to your butt so it doesn't move. They do that, and then they also spray you with like this clear glaze. They call it glaze. It just is like the shiny stuff that makes your muscles look more defined. They do that for you as well. And they do that in the morning show and in the night show. So you can see why it's $150. Before the show date or at the show, you also need to get the card, like the membership card for whatever division, whether it's NPC or OCB competitions that, whoever is regulating the competition, you need to get their membership card. For the NPC card, I want to say it was either $120 or $150. You also need to decide on who is going to make your suit. There's a lot of custom suit companies, but there's also some like off-the-rack suits, but all of the suits are expensive. They are customizable in every way. The fabric, the connectors, how bedazzled you want it to be, if you want the tops and bottoms to be different colors or anything like that. So You need to find out where you're gonna get your suit from. You need to get your shoes and start posing. So posing is one of the biggest things that you can do to help or hurt yourself on the stage, and I really am gonna put in a lot more effort to posing this year than I did last year. I did pay for like one 30-minute posing session before my first show because I had no idea, and I kind of just played around with that, and Abby had helped me via Skype sessions and everything like that. But this year I think I want to do some more posing sessions with someone locally just to kind of figure out what works for your body, because you have set poses, like you have to do a front pose and a back pose, but there's so many different variations of that, and it's just based on what your body type is and what looks good on your body, because you want to flatter the best angles that you can. So after you get your suit, your shoes, then you have to decide if you want someone to do your makeup and hair. That's another cost. Plus, if you have to travel, that's another cost. Just the travel alone, then the hotels. So as you can see, like, the costs really do add up fast. So when you say you want to do a competition, you have to be in it for the costs. You have to know that it's going to cost you a good chunk of change, and you have to do it because you're wanting to invest in yourself. You have to look at it that way, because if you don't make this a priority, then you're just kind of like throwing your money away. When I decided that I wanted to compete, I knew that I was competing for me to kind of see what I could do. I mean, I didn't know what my body was capable of, and you have to go into it knowing that when you're on stage, you're going up on stage in front of a crowd in a tiny bikini to be judged on what your body looks like, and you have to go into it knowing that. And you know, when you're on stage, you just need to be proud of all the hard work and all the time that you've trained, and you have to be proud of what you've brought to the stage. And if you're on stage thinking, oh no, I don't know if I'm lean enough, or I don't know if my butt looks good, or this girl looks really good, you know, you never know what the judges are looking for. And for bikini, there is no set, I guess, criteria based on what they're looking for. You know, for the next divisions up, they're looking for different muscle striations and things like that. But for bikini, they just look for an overall fit appearance. And in some judges' mind, that could be this girl with a ripped six-pack, or that could be this girl over here who just looks like a fit girl, and you really never know. So a lot of people get frustrated with bikini for that reason, but it is what it is, and I am competing for me and no one else. When I competed in June, I had no anticipation and no idea that I was going to be competing in October, but after I competed in June, I placed in the top 5, and I was like, you know, I think I could do this again, and I think that I want to try to see how else I can morph my body. I was more than happy with what I looked like in June. That was the best shape that I had ever been in my entire life, but I knew if I started prepping for another show at this point, like how my body looked right now, that I would probably have a better outcome than where I started in the beginning. So I took, you know, a few weeks off, went back to like normal eating, not tracking, just kind of enjoyed my time. We actually went on a trip to Vegas, and I knew that I was going to be drinking and eating a lot, so I didn't want to be on prep at that time, but I knew that I needed that mental break, because your mental, you need the mental strength for prep for sure. But I knew I needed that break in order to focus, to really give it my all for October. So that's what I gotta say about that. If you are thinking about competing and you want to talk to somebody about it, feel free to leave a message in the comments below. I am more than willing to talk to you and tell you what I know. I don't know everything, and I'm not saying that by any means, but sometimes people just don't have anyone to turn to. And yes, I competed in bikini, but a lot of the you know, prep things are similar for all divisions. So if you ever need anyone to answer any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them for you if I have the answers. If not, I will help you try to find out where to get the answers. A few other things that I want to talk about. I've been talking about the mental stability a lot, but prep is truly an emotional roller coaster. If I had to describe it in any way, simply, the training and the dieting are the easy parts, but you know, the hardest part of the competition is the 6 inches between your ears, and it's your brain, because your brain will play tricks on you the whole time. You go through these phases where, yeah, I'm gonna win, oh, I look great, like this is awesome, everything is doing great, I'm starting to see a lot of results. Then you go through phases where you feel like, I'm never gonna be lean enough. What am I doing all of this for? You know, how did I ever think that I could do this? And then you go through phases where you just start crying for no reason, and then you go through phases where you're really happy, and that doesn't make it sound very good, but it is really fun, and you really need to trust the process. For the 2 different competitions, I did kind of 2 versions of prep. For the first time, or for my competition in June, we did kind of like the bro diet, as you would say. I had a set meal plan with how much I needed to eat each meal, what times, things like that, and it was, seriously, my diet consisted of chicken and fish, mainly tilapia, sweet potatoes, brown rice, asparagus, and eggs, egg whites, and protein shakes. That was what I did. And oatmeal, sorry, oats in the morning. And that was so rough. But it was my first competition and I didn't know any better. You know, I just assumed this is what everyone did, and I was like, all right, gotta keep going, gotta keep doing this. And I was starting to see results. For the first time in my life, I had like a 6-pack, so I was pretty happy with that, but it was really, really hard towards the end. I mean, my coach told me one day that I could have a cheat meal as a filet, a baked sweet potato, and a salad. This guy. And I had to work for like 2 or 3 days, and I couldn't go out and eat it until Saturday. So Saturday comes around, and I told my husband, hey, this is what we're doing. We're going to Texas Roadhouse. You know, this is what I'm getting. I'm really excited. And I forget what was going on that day, but something happened and I literally just started crying because I was worried that I wasn't gonna be able to get that meal in, because that was all I was thinking about, because it was steak and it wasn't chicken and it wasn't fish and I could actually eat. So that was rough. The second time, I decided, when I came back from Vegas, I was feeling like my stomach was not doing well because I had been eating all these foods that I wasn't normally eating for the past few months. I had been drinking alcohol, because who doesn't drink in Vegas? And I was like, okay, as much as that sucked, I am ready to get back on the chicken, fish, and rice, because my stomach has not felt right since then. It was literally not even a weekend, and I texted my coach, I'm like, okay, I cannot do this for another 8 weeks. There's no way. There's got to be a better way of doing this. And that's when we really started trying the if it fits your macros contest prep approach. I was like, I promise I'll be good. I promise that I won't eat junk on my macros. I promise that I'll be clean. And that was so much easier. Like, seriously, so much easier. I could eat the foods that I wanted. I had a variety of foods in my diet. I could make the choices if I did want to eat fish that day or if I didn't want to eat fish that day. So really, that is the way that I'm always going to do it from now on. If I'm going to do a contest prep, there's no way I'm going to ever go back to the 4 ounces of chicken, half a cup of rice, 5 asparagus spears, meal 2, 4 ounces of fish, 4 ounces of sweet potato, 3 asparagus spears. There's no way I can ever go back to doing that, just because my mental game was not on point when I was like that, just because it was so monotonous and it was just bad. So this time around, I've been following the flexible dieting since my last contest prep, and this time around I'm gonna make an effort to make it 90% clean versus, you know, the 80-20, what most people live at. But for this contest prep, I really want to go hardcore and make it clean, because I have seen such a big difference in my energy levels, the way that my body looks, because, you know, not all calories are created equal. If you're eating 2,000 calories of junk versus 2,000 calories of clean eating, not only are you going to be more full and satisfied with the 2,000 calories of clean foods, but your body is getting all the nutrients, all the vitamins, all the minerals from all those foods that it needs, versus the 2,000 calories of all the fat-free, sugar-free, processed stuff that is convenient, but it may not give your body the vitamins and minerals that it needs. So anyway, I'm getting rambly. I apologize, but that's just kind of what I wanted to say. You do need the mental strength, and I wanted to prepare you for the emotional roller coaster that contest prep is, but it's so worth it in the end. It's amazing to see what your body is capable of. I never thought that I could look like that, and I'm excited to see what my body looks like this year. One other thing that I do want to talk about is what happens after your prep. So after your prep, a lot of people will talk about reverse dieting. And what reverse... Hi, Tux. Yes, they see you. They see you. Can you sit down, please? Thank you. Sorry. And what reverse dieting means is, so in contest prep, you want to start out at the highest calories that you can, and then you slowly wean that down. Because, the closer you get to show, the bigger your calorie deficit needs to be for your body to get that lean. Getting stage lean is not a healthy way to live, and there's no one that can maintain that leanness in a healthy way. I want to throw that out there, first of all. How you look on stage, you look like that for 24 hours. There's a lot of electrolyte manipulation that goes into you looking like that. The tan makes you look leaner, and you're usually fasted for a long period of time, so you don't look like that year round. And a lot of people have emotional and mental issues with what happens after the show. I've dieted down to be the size I finally look like I'm the best shape of my life, but I don't want to give this up. But there's no way that you can maintain that. Your body needs to get back into a normal state. So after the show, people will talk about reverse dieting, and what that means is you're slowly bringing your calories back up to maintenance instead of being in a severe calorie deficit. So, for me, my maintenance calories are probably around 1700 calories, just because I'm an active person, I have a lot of muscle mass, and that's what my body needs. Now, when I get down to prep and I'm only eating 1200 calories, plus I'm being really active, that is a severe calorie deficit for me. Yet, someone who's 5 foot, that may be their maintenance calories. So it's all very personal, and you cannot go off of what anyone else is doing, because it's all about how your body responds. So after the show, if you have a good coach, they will help you through going through a reverse diet, and you're slowly each week adding in more carbs, more fats, more protein to get back up to your maintenance calories. And you want to see how your body responds, because if you just go off the wall and just start eating whatever you want because you haven't had it in so long, you are going to rebound, and you're going to rebound hard, and you're going to gain back more fat than you probably had to start with. And a lot of girls struggle with that because they want to be lean and they want to look good, but it's hard. It's a really hard balance. And I didn't have that issue. I mean, I was focused a lot on what I was going to eat after the show, but after a few days and you eat all those foods that you haven't been able to eat, and you eat them, you don't feel good. Your body hurts. Your stomach does not feel right. You're very bloated. It doesn't feel good, and you're ready to get back to clean eating. But if you continue to binge like that, for even up to 7 to 10 days, you're gonna see some severe gains, not in a good way. I have a issue still with sometimes, thinking, I tell people that I competed, and then I feel like, well, they look at you and I don't look like that anymore. And it's not that I've let myself go, but like I'm saying, you can't be stage lean. I'm still in the best shape of my life, whether I weigh 150 pounds or 149 pounds. I'm still in the best shape of my life, and I will continue to train and be healthy and active, but I'm determined to do this in a healthy way. I'm not gonna starve myself and manipulate myself and cause severe adrenal fatigue or any other endocrine imbalances because I want to look like a certain way on stage. It's just not worth it to me. So when you're finding your coach and you are going through this process, make sure that you talk to them and you reiterate that you want to do this in a healthy way, and you just got to do it for you. That if I could say anything in this video, do it for you and be safe and be smart. So I guess that's all I have to say. If you guys have anything else, please leave them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry Tux is cramping my style, but I will talk to you guys later. Until next time, I'll see ya. Bye.